the series' most vital characters yet, where if you completed a set of certain tasks, you would gain access to a secret meeting room with a drawing on the wall depicting a strange figure never seen before. And that figure was Syringin, a four-armed, fuchsia-colored, surgeon-like figure whose name consisted of a portmanteau of the words syringe and surgeon. But what if I told you that Syringin's final appearance is the last of many iterations that came before it, and that he looked very different from when he was first sketched? The first iteration of Syringin was first sketched when the Euphoric brothers were playing cards while drawing concepts in a nearby notebook. Liking what they doodled and thinking they could make something bigger of it, they got to work. The result was what you are currently seeing on screen. This is a recently recovered image of Syringin's first iteration. It was at this point that this new character was codenamed the Surgeon. But something was wrong with it. It looked too cute. Sorry, Syringin number 1. The Surgeon was then given 2 more arms to give it more surgical tools, and the location of the mouth was readjusted, thinking it would make it much more intimidating in its 3D version. One of these surgical tools was originally going to be a knife or a scalpel, which was then replaced with the mechanical grabbing hand, as it didn't make sense to not give him any way of grabbing objects. And also to make this new character stand out more, its color was changed from the light blue it originally had to the final fuchsia color it currently possesses. As a result of this new color, it was temporarily given the name Fuchsia, which the name Syringin was later used as a substitute for. And with that, the Syringin in his 2D form we know today was born, where he later finally debuted in his physical form in Garten of Banban 7, with voice actor Ray O'Hare playing his role, who, as a fun little bonus fact, also played the train conductor in the Euphoric Brothers' other game, Human Apocalypse. But going back to Syringin's 2D form, you might notice something strange that was quickly pointed out by many fans when Syringin's mural was first seen by the public. Take 5 seconds to try and see why Syringin looked off compared to all other wall murals of the franchise. Do you see the problem yet? Huh? Do ya? Huh? That's right. Syringin's eyes were brown, and he was the only one of all other characters that was like this. But rest assured, this has nothing to do with lore. It was a simple oversight, and it was fixed in later games. But early concepts and wrong eye colors aside, what if I told you that Syringin's story was originally going to be much different from what it ended up being in Garten of Banban 7? In fact, the entire chapter originally played out completely different from how the final version of Garten of Banban 7 plays out. The story for the chapter, much like most chapters, went through many different scripts. And while most versions of the script have been lost or deleted, one remains intact. In this early version of the script, the overarching goal of the game remains the same. In alliance with Syringin, you entered City Engine in search of Jumbo Josh. But City Engine was very different. The mayor of the city was much more tyrannical, where he ruled over his citizens with an iron fist. He was much more reminiscent of a cult leader than a mayor, but he was still willing to work with the player to achieve his goals despite his hatred for humankind. Instead of the fully lit city you enter in Garten of Banban 7, you instead find yourself limited to a single block, with long walls enclosing what remains of the city. These walls would constantly be banged on by hungry, naughty ones trapped on the outside, unable to enter because of the light. From the balcony in Syringin's office, you would be able to see a faint light in the distance, which Syringin explains belongs to a tower that Jumbo Josh is nearby. The secondary goal of Garten of Banban 7 would have been to try and reach that second tower. But there was a problem. Aside from the tiny part of the city you're trapped in, everywhere was dark, which also meant everywhere else was infested with naughty ones. Through puzzle solving and fighting the notified army